Hello, everybody. This is Rocky Harpins broadcasting live at Speed Sport here for the Contenders series Rockingham race. This should be a fun, exciting matchup between some of our up-and-coming drivers looking to battle it out in the NASCAR Cup car here at the Rockingham Speedway located in North Carolina. We got a great field here today. Our pole sitter, Robbie Harpins. Starting on the pole, very fast in practice. On the outside pole, we have Bradley Yo. Starting row
Thanks,
two,
Robbie.
we have DJ Kenner and Zachary Margison.
Thank you.
On row three, we have Edward Kane as well as Steve Olive. Starting row number four, we have Billy Davison and Daryl Whitford. Row number five, our points leader right now, Joe LaFilippe. And then starting shotgun on the field, James Ward. We're getting ready here. One lap to green as the cars have gridded up. We'll take a look at our point standings coming into the race. Right now, a big leader in points, Joe LaFilippe, with the 86 points, winning the first two races at Daytona and then our last race at Las Vegas. He's got a 5-point advantage on Bradley Yo in second place, followed by Jackson Trin, Jason Jackson, and Bruce Rogers. All three of those guys did not show up for this race, as they do get one drop week in this 5-race season. Our racers here tonight faced with a little bit tighter setup. 125 laps. They will have to come down to pit. There is a tire limit of 5 total tire sets for these drivers to utilize as they go through the race tonight. $750 horsepower of raw energy getting ready to start up in this Contender Series race. These cars, they do have an instant limit. 10x is a pass-through, 16x is a DQ. They do have one fast repair, but they want to use that sparingly to stay under that instant limit. Very close field, qualifying separated by a mere fraction of a second. The pace car lights are off, so we will come down and take the green flag right here. Robbie Harpins leading the field. The pace car getting ready to pull off the track. Green flag is out, and they are off, and Robbie Harpins gets a fantastic start. Bradley Yo looking to the outside, drives it hard into turn one. Has to back off a little bit as they come down the backstretch. DJ Kenner looking to the inside of the 35 machine as the 55 washes up the track. Robbie Harpins is going to lead lap number one of this 125 laps. We'll go back here as Zachary Margison makes the run. Oh, DJ Kenner up into the wall. He's able to save it and hold on fourth as we move along here. Take a look at this battle for fifth position. DJ Kenner holds on to fourth. Bradley Yo looking to the inside. He's looking to lead some laps. He drops down in corner number 3, runs side by side. Robbie gives him the position. He's going to fall back to third place and maybe get challenged from DJ Kenner. No, DJ lets him slide in. There we go down the backstretch. Bradley Yo now pulls out to a little bit of a lead on Zachary Margison. Clean racing so far for the first 4 laps. Decent field. I'd like to thank everybody out there in Speed Sport land. We see got Rachel on. Howdy. good to see you here watching the race with us tonight. Should be a good one. Bradley Yo, little bobble coming off of turn 2. Pulls it back in line and hold on to his 0.2 second advantage over Zachary Margison. These top 2 competitors starting to pull away from the field as Robbie Harpence and DJ Kenner fall into 3rd and 4th. So far, big mover in our race will drop back as our points leader, Joe LaPhillip, 7th place right now, picking up 2 positions since the beginning. Setting his eyes on that 6th position of Steve Olive. Joe looking to the inside as Steve goes up the track in the 93 car and easily takes that position. Go ahead as we got a battle for 3rd place shaping up. DJ Kenner looking to the inside of Robbie Harpence coming out of 4. These two running down the front stretch, and it looks like DJ's going to take lead or run 3rd in that lap as Robbie starts to fall back. Our pole sitter now looking at 4th place, getting a challenge from the 10 car of Edward Kane. Good 3-car battle for this 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Ed now looking to the inside on Robbie Harpence, going into 1, backs out of it. Already a fast pace these drivers are putting up with 9 laps into this 125 lap Contender Series shootout. Robbie again now trying to regain some ground, looking to the inside on DJ Kenner. Let's see if DJ can start pulling away from the 11 car of Robbie Harpence as Edward Kane starts to mount a challenge. Looks like these 3 cars are starting to pull in a little bit on the 55 second place of Zachary Margison. About 0.7 of a second separates the 2nd place car from the 1st place running Bradley Yo, as Bradley Yo pulls out to a decent lead on the field. Fastest car that last time by, though, was the 3rd place car, the number 32 of DJ Kenner. DJ looking very sporty in that 32 Rocket Racing Setups machine. Always like that orange and white combination as he pulls down the backstretch and closes in on Zachary Margison. Whoa, Robbie looking to the inside on DJ. Doesn't look like he can get there or have the position, but he's starting to mount a challenge with 12 laps in. 13. These cars are now, starting to tighten up as these tires wear off. That's one thing that it's going to be very important as we got a car in the wall. I think that was the 10 of Ed Kane. Might have tagged that wall. We'll try to get confirmation. Look at the side of that machine. Looks like he may have bumped that wall just a little bit. As we got to move for 3rd place. Robbie Harpence looking to the inside down the backstretch. Can he do anything with it? DJ holds the top line. And it looks like Robbie's going to be able to make the pass this time by. So Robbie's starting to gain some ground as these tires wear back down. Our pole sitter now sets his sights on Zachary Margison. Zachary finds himself 1.6 seconds behind the leader at this time as Bradley Yo is starting to stretch this thing out. We'll fall back to the field as we got that battle for 2nd place heating up between Zachary Margison and Robbie Harpence, both running the East Speed Sport logo on their cars. As Robbie looks to the inside and Zachary's going to pull over and let it by. Looked like Robbie probably saving his tires early on. Now looks to see if he can catch up with our leader, Bradley Yo. We'll fall back through the field as we got some battles as Joe LaPhillip has caught the 32 of DJ Kenner. Our points leader have to make enough ground early in the race. Now looks to get by the 32. Good racing as we got a pack of 4 cars. Ed Kane looking to the inside of Zachary Margison for that 3rd position. Zach looks to have worn out his tires on that Mustang. Having some difficulty right now holding on to position as Ed looks to the inside coming out of turn 2. Good pass by Ed Kane. DJ Kenner now looking at the inside of 3. And it looks like Zach is going to fall back to the field as now Joe LaPhillippe is moved underneath him for 5th position. So Zach having some difficulty right now with that car. Holding on to it, looks a little bit tight at this time. And Joe makes his march back up through the field. As again, he drives up on the back bumper of DJ Kenner's number 32 Camaro. We'll move up ahead through the field as now Robbie's pulled in 1.3 seconds of Bradley Yo. At what was at one point a 2-second advantage is now close to a 1.3 seconds. So Robbie Hartpence closing in on our leader. Tire management is going to be key to this race. Joe LaPhillippe moved into 4th place at this time. Looking quite sporty in that number 31 car. Let's see if he can make the move around the 10 of Ed Kane. He looks in on Vaughn's side going into 3. And Joe has moved up into the 3rd position. Driving up all the way from 10th place, or 9th place at the beginning of this race. Joe has gained 6 spots since the green flag has dropped. And these cars have completed 22 laps so far. We'll move back here to the battle for 4th place as DJ Kenner is feeling some pressure from Steve Olive. Steve right where he began the race in 6th place, but has now caught the leaders and hunting for a top 5 spot. Steve Olive, part of the Canadian contingent in this league, along with Bradley Yo. We'll move up ahead as the battle for the lead is heating up, as Robbie Hartpence has moved within a second of Bradley Yo for the lead. We'll look at the times coming time by as our leader enters in turn 3 to see what type of lap times these two are pulling as we close in on lap 25. As we got some action on pit road, Zachary Margison pulling in the number 55 machine. Looks like our leader ran at 24.47, while 2nd place ran at 24.36. So Robbie running a little bit faster than our leader right now. See if he can catch up and make that pass before green flag stops commence. We'll ride on board the 35 machine. As you see, look out ahead, he's going to be catching lap traffic of the 81 of James Ward. Here just a few laps in his future. We'll drop back to the number 11 of Robbie Hartpence as he goes down the front stretch looking to catch 35. Really closes in on entry and feathering that throttle to get drive off. These cars really tight, as you can see sparks coming off the 35 as they close in. The 81 moves up the track to give our leaders room. Always courtesy of plus win in a race like this, especially with tight race cars. So the 11 closing in on the 35 of Brad Lowe coming down the backstretch. These cars probably can go halfway if this thing goes green. You'll see a lot of the leaders probably pull in at that time to pick up their 4 fresh tires and the rest of that Sunoco racing fuel. Time by Bradley Yo, a little bit faster than 2nd place. They're going to have to, keep this pace up as the fastest car on the track that has on older tires is Joe LaPhillippe in 3rd place. Right now, still 2.6 seconds back, so a little ways to go for Joe to catch up to our leaders. Joe hunting for his 3rd win in a row, and extend that points lead of Bradley Yo. Bradley Yo trying to stay in the mix and not let Joe run away with it. Currently leading right now. Here coming up on 95 laps to the finish. This has been green flag racing the whole way through so far. We'll take a look through the field as we see Joe's pulled in within 2.2 seconds of our leaders. So slowly marching down that lead. We'll drop back here as we have the 10 car dealing with the lap car of Zachary Marguson. Marguson on fresh tires, so he is going to be quite fast. These leaders are going to have to give him room as he is encroaching on a blistering pace. Strategy there by the young man in the number 55 car to grab some fresh tires and hopefully work out the handling issues. Steve Olive has driven his way up to 5th place, making his way now around Edward Kane and DJ Kenner, actually up to 4th place. So Steve Olive in his first Contender Series race, moving up the field and trying to catch up with Joe LaPhillip and Robbie Harpins for the 2nd and 3rd spots. So we'll drop back here as Edward Kane now just ahead of DJ Kenner. We'll fall back as we see the lap down machine of James Ward 81 dealing with some connectivity issues and a tight race car, just making laps trying to get the best out of what he can. Back here we have the 22 machine in 7th place, Billy Davison, running, making laps. And then the 21 of Daryl Whitford, 8th place car, making his way through. He is just ahead of the leaders. Another point of part of this and probably could affect this current run as Bradley Yo and Robbie Harpins are separated by merely 0.3 of a second. Couple fast competitors running almost identical laps. That time Robbie Harpins just 0.008 faster than our leader Bradley Yo, just slowly gaining ground. Joe LaPhillip, though, one of the faster cars out there in 3rd place. Oh, it's Zachary Marguson. The lap down machine really closed in fast coming out of 4 on our 2nd place machine. Hits the apron. That's got to be a little worrisome with this battle for the lead. Here comes Zach looking to the high side of Bradley Yo. Coming out of 4. Drops to the inside. Whoa. Close racing as Zach's trying to make up some time and some laps. Pitting early to try and overtake our leaders. Zach, I believe, pitted when the window opened for these cars to go the rest of the way on fuel. We'll see if that was a good call. If he can make those tires last the rest of the races. He's gained on the 21 of Daryl Whitford. This battle right in front of our leaders. We'll see how they deal with the lap traffic. As Bradley Yo moves underneath Daryl Whitford, this lap traffic has kind of caused a separation between our top two of Robbie Harpins and Bradley Yo. In addition, this is allowing Joe LaPhillip to move back into the picture. As you can see, that white number 31 machine closing in quickly. Our points leader here, 6-point lead over Bradley Yo. He's trying to take that Toyota Supra to the front. See if he can extend his points lead. Here coming up on lap 41 of this 125 lap Contender Series race. We'll fall back as we see the gap between 2nd and 3rd start to close in. Oh, looks like Joe has backed off. We don't know what happened there. We might take a gander back at that. At one point, these two were separated by just 1/10 of a second. Well, maybe the relative was a little bit off. We'll go back up to our live coverage. As Robbie Harpins has pulled within half a second of Bradley Yo. We'll take a look at the back of the 35A51 machine to see that number 11 E-Speed Sport machine closing in quickly. You can see as they go through turn 3 how much off throttle time. These cars really tightening up on the long run. As Bradley Yo dives it down into turn 1. That last time by, 25-second lap by Bradley Yo. Really have to be out of the throttle just to make that turn. That's just how much these tires have tightened up. Still down the top 3, our quickest competitors is Joe LaFilip. Phillip. Man, I'll get that, Joe. I am sorry. We got 45 laps down.
Scared me a little bit.
This has been a great battle as these 3 competitors have closed in within each other. Within a mere fractions of a second within each other. Bradley Yo has been dominating early, but here on the long run, let's see how this works as they close up on the 81 machine of James Ward. Ward giving him the top side, or giving him the bottom side, moves up to the top out of the way of their leaders. The number 11 machine now closes in on the back bumper of the number 35 Toyota Supra. We'll go on board with Robbie Harpin, says he's got to give it so much steering wheel just to get through turn 3 and 4. He's now looking to the inside. Oh, comes so close. Bradley Yo, a little bit loose. Robbie backs out of it. That lets Joe LaFilip take second place. So that little mistake by Robbie Harpins, driving it in a little too hard, almost wrecking our leader. He has to get out of the throttle, and that lets Joe LaFilip right there at Bradley Yo's back bumper in second place. Our leaders just separated by 0.4 seconds. These 3 cars battling it out. Coming to 75 to go. We'll see how this works as Joe LaFilip now putting the pressure on Bradley Yo. Looking to the inside. Oh, he loses it! He's on the apron. Cannot complete that pass. Drove it in way too hard. Maybe he got a little loose on entry. Caught the apron. That's going to push him back and put him in the sights of the 11 of Robbie Harpins. The number 11 E-Speed Sport Camaro. Awesome lime and lemon paint scheme. Reminiscent of the Mannheim number 41 car. 1 point driven by Dick Trickle. Robbie driving it in hard, close to that quarter panel of Joe LaFilip. With these 2 battling it out, that's going to let Bradley Yo extend his lead. We'll see how these guys do as they come close to green flag pit stops. Those tires got to be barking as Robbie again drives it in too hard. Right up to the back bumper. That's going to let Joe LaFilip pull away. Robbie falls out of the picture as Joe pulls up on the back bumper again at Bradley Yo. These 2 Toyota Camrys, I think I called them Supras earlier. Awesome. I believe they were in the Supra at one time. Did they? I don't know. But the Toyota Camry of Joe LaFilip pulling up on Bradley Yo. Now Joe looking to the inside. Oh, he's loose! Down the backstretch. He has to go to the apron. Whoa, just little loose off. We're going to go back and take a look at that. See what happened. Going through that turn. as we follow along with the 31, Joe LaPhilip. Just coming out of 3, running that high line. Comes off a little low and just gets out of the throttle. The car gets upset, and he almost puts it in the infield wall. Gathers it up, and he's going to lose a ton of ground. Well, we'll pull ahead back to our leaders, Robbie Harpence and Bradley Yo. Joe LaPhilip actually dropping back, losing almost a second and a half to our leaders due to that bobble. As we now have cars starting to hit pit road, we have James Ward now pitting, getting 4 fresh tires. All the leaders probably thinking about it at this point. The longer they stay out, the more time they're going to end up losing to some of these guys that have already pitted. Best battle on the track right now is for this first position, as Bradley Yo leads Robbie Harpence by a half second. Get to our camera here. Clean race so far. No cautions in this one. There's a fast repair and nobody's electing to use it at this time. As we're nearing halfway, there's some contact there as the leaders are closing in on Bradley Yo. We got James Ward on fresh tires, making the move under Zachary Margison. These two fighting it out. And the 81 pulling back in line. They have the 6 machine of Edward Kane here. Tim machine, I'm sorry, running 6th place. Having some internet difficulties. Looks like just blinked out. As we'll catch up through the field, here's the number 32 of DJ Kenner. Currently running in the 5th spot. DJ been steady so far in this series. Ran into a couple incidents, one at Las Vegas, but had a great finish at Daytona. Come up here to newcomer number 93, Steve Olive, in the blue and black machine. Driven up through the field so far from 6th place up to 4th. Taking care of his stuff. And it looks like our battle for the lead has heated up, and we do have a lead change. Robbie Harpence does get around Bradley Yo. Joe LaPhilip also in the mix right there. These three have been battling it out for quite a while. Let's see if Robbie Harpence now can extend his lead. And he does, as Joe LaPhilip now makes the move around Bradley Yo. This is gonna hurt Brad, as he is fighting for the championship spot with Joe LaPhilip. That's 1st and 2nd points. Joe LaPhilip has been dominating this season so far. Again, he's won the first 2 events. Now he's looking to try and move his way up into 1st place here on the 3rd race of the season. To do that, he's going to have to get around the number 11 of Robbie Harpence. That time by, Robbie just a tick faster than Joe. As we got our 5th place car, Steve Olive, making his way to pit road here as we near halfway. We got more cars coming in, as the 21 of Darrell Woodford also heading that way. And Zachary Margison also back on pit road. This battle for the lead is heating up. As we got another car, one of our leaders on pit road, DJ Kenner, 4th place car. Some of these guys undercutting the leaders real quick. try to gain some track position by doing that. Bradley Yo, our former leader, now on pit road, the number 35 machine. That's going to leave Robbie Harpins and Joe LaPhillippe out there for a little bit longer than some of these other cars. That strategy can possibly backfire him, as both hit pit road at the same time. This race could be decided here as a race for pit road. Both cars now running side by side down pit road. That could be vital as far as track position and how they get out. Neither one of them can speed. We'll see where this shakes out as we got to cycle for green flag pit stops. Robbie Harpins, who was our pole sitter, has the best lane choice. We'll see if that works in his advantage. Ed Kane on and off pit road. Only car not to pit so far, Billy Davison in the 22 machine. Now shown in third place. Here we go to the line. Looks like these two cars are going to come out almost side by side. Robbie beats him out of pit road. Both cars trying not to speed. We'll see how it comes out in comparison to Bradley Yo. Zachy Mogison has not pitted yet again, so he is now shown on the lead lap in fourth place as our leaders make their way around the 81 machine of James Ward. So currently showing 22 machine, Billy Davidson, just now pitted, so he stayed out to lead a lap. And all three leaders are going to come out neck and neck as we have Bradley Yo just behind in third place, and Steve Olivet has now caught Bradley Yo for third. So a little strategy there. Looks like Bradley Yo may not have had a very good pit stop, as that allowed the number 93 to pull in within striking distance and also come out a little bit behind Robbie Harpins and Joe LaPhillippe, who pitted later than him. Usually in that instance, the car that pits earlier is going to come out a little bit ahead in those cycle of pit stops. Robbie now stretching out his lead. He early sat on the pole, led early, but he ended up falling back to fourth place at one time with closing in on 54 laps left. We'll see if he can hang on and finish this race in first. We'll take a look back through the field as our best battle is for third and fourth between the 35 of Bradley Yo and the 93 of Steve Olive. We'll take a look at the lap times as we come around here at the start-finish line. Kind of see who is the fast car currently. As we come through, it does look like Robbie Harpins and Joe LaPhillippe are the two fastest cars on the track. Robbie Harpins just slightly faster that time by. Bradley Yo now looks to be extending his lead over fourth place. Steve Olive. And it looks like they're going to be dealing with the lap car of 55, Zachary Margison, who appears to be on a little bit fresher tires. Zach pitting in at lap 68. Steve Olive wisely pulls to the side and lets the 55 machine go, as Zach now sets his sights on the 35 of Bradley Yo. Zach running a little bit different strategy than these other cars, trying to take tires a little more often, maybe using up that right front a little too quickly, a little too early, as he makes his way around the 35 machine. Currently right now, as it stands, Robbie Harpins is your leader, followed by the 31 of Joe LaPhillippe, the 35 of Bradley Yo, Steve Olive in fourth place in the number 93 machine, and DJ Finner in fifth place in the number 32. Little less than 50 laps left in this Contender Series race. We've had three or four lead changes so far. Our leaders have been Robbie Harpins, Joe LaFillip, Bradley Yo, and Billy Davison. If you have liked the action they've seen so far, watching this back later, be sure to follow us here at eSpeedsport. We've got some great events coming on, down the line. Next week, two of our biggest events, the Snowflake 100 on December 9th, that's Wednesday, and then on December 10th, that will be our ESS Snowball Derby. Looking at a late model stock car race and a super late model race. Great events on Wednesday and Thursday. So give a like, follow, subscribe to watch that action here coming up next week. Broadcasted live here on Twitch at eSpeedsport. Fix our standings here. Looks like they got moved a little up. Looks like Robbie Harpins and Joe LaFillip have really extended their lead over third place Bradley Yo. And Joe LaFillip now closing in on the 11. Our points leader looking for every way to extend his lead over Bradley Yo and win his third race in a row. With 44 laps left, he has been a little bit faster than the 11 machine of Robbie Harpins. As they carry into turn 3, exiting turn 4 of this historic Rockingham Speedway. This series has been a great one so far, as it features drivers under 3,000 I rating, but don't let that fool you, as this competition has been clean and fantastic racing. Using the Cup Series car, as you can tell with this race so far, 83 laps in, and knock on wood, haven't had a caution yet. Body crews are happy. They don't have to do any work so far in this one. No fenders to pound out, no core panels to pull. It'll be a nice, easy week off for the teams, as Joe LaFillip now looks to the inside of Robbie Harpins. Can't quite, as Robbie drives it in deep, washes up the track. Joe's getting a run down the backstretch. Let's see if he can make the pass work coming into turn 3. He backs out of it again. Robbie drives it in hard. Joe looking for every little mistake to maybe possibly take the lead in this race. That time by, Robbie Harpins just a little bit faster than Joe LaFillip. As these two battle it out, that may allow the 35 of Bradley Yo to close distance. Here we go for 40 to go. Here at Rockingham. Hey, Beer Chaser. Good seeing you, man. Oh, December 9th. Happy birthday. Well, come spend that birthday with us, have a beer, and watch the Snowflake 100. Solid race so far, as we've gone the whole way green. Joe LaFillip again mounting a charge, closing in on the back bumper of the number 11, Robbie Harpins. This race has been great. Really clean. Robbie hits the apron slightly. How will that affect this lap, and will it let Joe close the distance? Looks like they will have a lap car coming up, as the 81 of James Ward about to go a lap down. We'll see how that affects this race, as these two have been our front runners. Joe LaFillip driving up, gained 7 positions since the start. Really had to make up ground the whole way. The 81 of James Ward slides up the track to give these two room. Looks like Joe LaFille fell back a little bit because of that, as Robbie Harpence now extends his lead to 0.3 of a second. Oh, Brandon, let's not go that far. Welcome, guys. Robbie's doing great so far. Got Nick and Brandon in the chat room. Appreciate you guys joining in. As this race closes up with 35 laps to go, Joe LaFille still applying the pressure. Now looking to the high side down the front stretch. Robbie Harpence just driving it way deeper than him. Is he going to get a run coming out at 2? These two have been the class of the field so far. This battle has let Bradley Yeo pull in a little bit, but not quite there just yet. 0.1 of a second separating our leaders. Joe LaFille now looking a little to the outside. Can he get a run down the backstretch? He's looking to the inside. He's got at his corner, at his door. These two side by side coming into 3, and Joe LaFille is going to complete that pass. 33 seconds, or 33 laps left. Joe LaFille makes the pass for the lead. Let's see if he can pull this out from there, as he's already gained a half second out on Robbie Harpence. Jason Jackson with the computer problems are 4th place in the point standings. We'll take a look at that as our points leader, Joe LaFille, has just taken the lead. That's, if he keeps it up right now, that's going to be extending that points lead over Bradley Yeo, who finds himself in 3rd place. Jason Jackson, who was in 4th place, 4th place in the standings, he's going to fall down the board, but he does have the 1 drop lead. Jackson Trent as well, and Bruce Rogers. That may give a chance for Daryl Whitford to pull up in the standings, make some headway in this race. Joe LaFille with 30 to go is our leader. 0.8 of a second on Robbie Harpence. He does have some lap traffic ahead of him, so we'll see how that affects the fight for this win. You see our schedule coming up as the Contender Series travels to the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway on December 16th. And then on December 30th, New Year's Eve for the finale at Homestead. This series aired at eSpeed Sport Programming Network. You'll find it here. Great racing. No competition yellows. Green flag racing is what eSpeed Sport is all about, and that's what we want. These contenders putting the Pro Truck Series to shame. Our Road to Pro teams battled it out yesterday at Nashville. Had a total of 9 cautions at a short track. These contenders racing clean and showing how it's supposed to be done. As we got the 31 of Joe LaFille leading the way. He's done it the hard way, driving up through the field from his 9th place starting spot, gaining 8 positions as we got along to lead this race. He's pulling up on the number 21, 9th place car of Daryl Whitford. We'll see how this could affect our leaders as Daryl moves to the high side, giving Joe plenty of room. With 25 laps to go. No debris on the track. I haven't seen any water bottles or anything like that thrown out there. This one looks to be going green to checkers without any wreckers. Our leaders now closing in on the 22 of Billy Davison. Finds himself in 7th position. Pretty good showing for Billy.
Staying high, leaders.
As you see, he goes over the intercom, letting them know that he is going to give them plenty of room. Oh, the 22 in the wall!
And hitting the wall.
And he's able to keep that car going straight, but that could have affected the race. As he falls back behind the 21 of Darrell Whitford, you see Bradley Yode there. In the 35 machine, running in third place, has slowly closed the gap, now within 1.8 seconds of our leaders. But is there enough time as we encroach on 23 to go for the finish? As we come up here to the 31 machine of Joe LaPhillip. Again, our points leader in this Contender Series. This could be 3 wins in a row, as long as he can dodge landmines, come out with a clean car. Looks like they do have the 81 of James Ward coming up. And then our 6th place competitor, Edward Kane, in the 10 car, finds himself on the lead lap still, hoping for a late caution, maybe some tires to make a run at this thing. Up ahead of him is the 32 car of DJ Kenner. Good run, searching for another top 5 in this series. Would have been 3 in a row if it hadn't been for a late race wreck coming to the line at Las Vegas. Ahead of him, newcomer Steve Olive finds himself 4th place, cruising to a decent finish, gaining 2 spots during this race. He's been a strong contender at one point on the back bumper of our 3rd place contender, Bradley Yode. Zachary Margison in 8th place. Had some difficulty, started 4th in this race, but has fallen down, had to take extra pit stops, which has hurt his chances. Then we find the 22 of Billy Davison again in 7th place. Darrell Whitford in 9th. James Ward in 10th. And on up to our leader, Joe LaPhillip, with a 1.1 second advantage on Robbie Hartpence. Our audience wanted a little more excitement, turning this thing into a rally course. I will say, Rockingham has one of the best rovals on the sim. Probably a controversial opinion. I've ran laps there. It is fantastic. As we climb on board of the 31 machine, Joe LaPhillip coming down the front stretch. As you can see, he's been probably one of the best on the right fronts, easing it in and picking up the throttle, making sure to not use as much tire. We'll fall back through the field as it looks like Bradley Yode maybe closing in a little bit on Robbie Harpence. 1 second separates them. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Bradley Yode needs to get around the 11 machine, try and make up as much ground as possible on Joe LaPhillip and stay within striking distance with 2 races to go in this Contender Series. So far, strong showing by the 11 car in only his 2nd race of the season. Maybe 1st race of the season. Can't remember if he made it to Daytona or not. Good to see little brother out there running well. But he's going to have to fight off a late charging Bradley Yode, who's closing in for 2nd position. Now finds him within a second with 13 laps to go. That time by Bradley Yode, fastest car on the track, out of our top 3. Trying to make up any ground on Joe LaPhillip as possible. Again, the 35 machine, a 51 crew chief for Parker Brookfield and Chris Carroll. looking good so far. As we take a look at...
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, late caution! With 11 laps left, that is not what Joe LaPhillippe wanted to see. We'll take a look and see what happened here. Maybe the 11 and the 50, or the 55 and the 22, maybe have come together. That appears to be the case.
Sorry, I ruined it.
Did you hit the wall? Or did I come up too close to you?
No, I was trying to not let you get by me.
Oh, just got a little
Throttled
too
up
tight,
early
and
and got
Billy Davidson goes into the
super
wall.
tight.
Catches Zachary
Yeah,
Marguson
'cause I thought I left
in that
room,
one.
but-
Our leaders will hit pit road. Looks like a little bit of action here as DJ Kenner comes down to pit, but woes up on entrance. Looks like he just missed the commitment cone. So more trouble for our leaders as we'll catch back up with them. Steve Olive looks to have maybe moved up into the lead here. We'll see how this shakes out. They did pit. Maybe a little tire strategy. Nope, looks like Steve Olive now coming in. As our field's trying to shake things up as we got Billy Davison blowing up on the entrance of pit road. And he's going to have to tow out. Some confusion on grid. Looks like our leaders will be Joe LaPhillippe, Bradley Yo, or Robbie Harpins, and then Bradley Yo for the top three positions. And we'll see how the rest of them look coming off of pit road as we have our first caution of the day very late in the race. This will be a quick shootout to the end. All these cars have fresh tires, and you know what they say. Cautions breed cautions. Again, we'd like to thank everybody out there watching in eSpeed Sport land. Again, if you like what you see here tonight, make sure to hit that follow button. We got more racing action coming up. Come check out the league. Discord link in the show notes. You know, we have a Great League Racing, our Contender series, for those under 3,000 iRating, as well as our short track series featuring super late models in the Outlaw 87 Street Stocks. On Tuesday nights, we have our premier series, the ESS Stock Car Series, using the ARCA car. That is broadcasted on YouTube at Turn 3 Racing Network. And then our Pro Truck Series, Road to Pro Prep races, those also on every other Tuesday. So great racing here at eSpeed Sport. Again, if you want to be a part of it, hit the Discord, fill out the new member application, and come join the fun. Here we go. 8 laps left. Joe LaPhillippe, our points leader. Robbie Harpin second. Bradley Yo, second place in 4 points, finds himself third. Ed King fourth. Steve Olive fifth. As we come down to the green flag, pace cars off.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, Joe LaPhillippe spins the tires. Still able to get a decent lead. Bradley Yo finds himself underneath Robbie Harpins. Oh, we got some contact as Robbie Harpins is sent up the track. Steve Olive is going to be there for third. That could help Joe LaPhillippe as this group beats and bangs. Oh, Robbie gets loose on entry. Had to lock it up from overdriving over Steve Olive. He is going to fall back down the track. Bradley Yo now trying to close in, get that first place position, prevent Joe LaPhilip from winning three in a row as we got 5 to go. Again, some beating and banging back there. Bradley Yo, fastest car on the track, fastest lap of the day, using up all the tires he can, as well as fending off Steve Olive. As we come down, 4 laps to go in this Contender Series. Right now, fastest car on the track, Bradley Yo, is in second place. Can he do it? Can he close in on the back bumper of Joe LaPhilip and take this one at the end? The 2 Toyota Camrys out front. Joe LaPhilip running the perfect line, hanging down at the bottom. They have extended their lead over third place Steve Olive. Oh, Bradley Yo pulling up to the back bumper. See if he can get a run down the backstretch. He moves to the high side. Joe LaPhilip gives it to him. He knows the way around is on the bottom, and he is not giving that up at any cost. He is saying, you're going to have to move me, Brad, if you want this position. Brad driving it down into turn 1. Looks underneath Joe. Bounces to the outside. Oh, our second place contender is into the inside wall, and that's going to ruin his race and set up a green-white checker finish. Bradley Yo just overdriving it oh so much coming out at 2. And that is going to destroy the front end of the 35 machine. Such a strong run coming to the end of this one. We'll play that back. Unfortunate set of circumstances for the 35 as he drove it in onto the back bumper of Joe LaPhilip. Just could not make that turn. He ends up collecting the outside wall and hitting the inside. Unfortunate for the 35 machine. As we catch up back live, this will go to a green-white checker. We'll see if these guys come in and take tires. Everybody comes in. Steve Olive may have missed the commitment cone. Our leader, Joe LaPhilip, stays out. These guys had plenty of tires, and Joe LaPhilip might be caught in a bad situation as he stays on the track. Our points leader, he's going to remain in first. Only one green-white checker in this race. Maybe he's counting on a quick caution. We'll see how it goes for these cars coming out of the pits. They'll need a quick pit stop. Here comes Steve Olive. He's going to come out in second place. Robbie Harpins comes out in third. Ed King fourth. DJ Kenner fifth. Well, this changes everything, as they say. As the 31 of Joe LaPhilip caught from a late decision by the rest of the field to pit and take tires.
I'm obviously going to have no power here when it goes green, so I'm going to be staying real high, guys. I'll stay high.
Bradley Yo also, with a damaged car, is going to stay on the front row. He's going to try and gain every point he could possibly get.
If you're going to be...
This could make for an interesting restart.
You know there's a fast repair, right?
Oh, Bradley Yo does pull
I
off.
forgot there was a fast repair. What am I doing?
Because there is a fast repair. He could get that damage fixed as he's going to go ahead and pull in. Hopefully that fast repair was unchecked earlier. As the field comes down, 1 to go for this green-white checker. Well, quite the race. 90% of the way went without a caution. Now as we get down to it, we've had 2 back-to-back ones. We'll see if our points leader, Joe LaPhilip, can hang on to win his 3rd in a row, or is he going to get challenged by the newcomers of Steve Olive and Robbie Harpins. As the field comes down to the green for the final time. Only 1 green-white checker. The pace car will pull down. And here we go, green. And Joe LaPhilip spins tires slightly, but gets to a nice lead. Robbie Harpins looks to the inside of Steve Olive. And here they come. Race goes official if we get the white flag. .31 hugging the inside line. Let's see if Steve Olive, this race is official. White flag is out. Steve Olive drives it in hard, coming out of 2. See if he can get a run, the Canadian. Destroyer looks to the outside, Joe LaPhilip. That's the only way he's going to have a chance. Runs that car up high. That could be it. Joe LaPhilip is going to hang on to win 3 in a row. Our points leader making easy work of it as he drove through the field to win this Contender Series. Rockingham 125. Great racing tonight as we have Joe LaPhilip winning, Steve Olive 2nd, Robbie Harpins 3rd, Edward Kane 4th, DJ Kenner 5th,
I was kind of going to ask you after
Bradley
if
Yo
I came
6th,
down on you or not. I didn't get a
Zachary
get a call
Marguson
out.
7th, Darrell Whitford 8th, James Ward 9th,
The wall.
and Billy Davidson 10th.
I clipped the wall and it sent me down the track.
Now, here we go again.
The 31 machine does his celebratory donuts. Great racing here tonight. In this Contender Series. And he finds himself in Victory Circle. Half Circle? Victory Half Circle. Well, again, I'd like to thank you all out there that stayed and watched this Contender Series race. I appreciate it. Fantastic racing here. Again, if you want to check us out, join the league. Check out the Discord link in the show notes. You can also find us at espeedsport.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/espeedsport. We'd love to have you out. Come participate with some of our great racers and everything tonight. Again, thank you to all of our racers who joined. Congratulations to Joe LaPhilip. Again, we look ahead. December 16th, our next Contender Series race at Indianapolis. December 30th at Homestead, we'll wrap it up. 5 races, 1 drop. Anybody under 3K iRating can qualify for this series. Other series race all throughout the week. Check up our schedule at espeedsport.com. Again, we want to thank you very much for attending. Have a great night. We'll see you back here at the racetrack.